Hey, what's up guys? Drew here over at RevHiker Outdoors, and today I'm going to review my Kuiu pack, so stick around, should be a good one. Alright guys, so today I'm going to do hopefully a quick review on the Kuiu pack system that I've got here. Now, I call it a pack system because it really is just that. So I'll let you in on how I'm going to structure this video. First, I'm going to go over the features. I'm going to talk about what this pack has to offer, kind of cost, the comfort of it, and the fact that it's modular. I like all that stuff. And I'm going to talk a little bit about its competition and why I chose this one over others, and then just give you my overall impressions. Okay, so first off, let's talk, we'll start off with cost, because that's kind of the elephant in the room. You pay for this pack system, the exact one I've got, you're going to be in the neighborhood of like $450, $475, okay, depending on shipping, taxes, all that stuff. They do have sales. You can get it cheaper, but you know, that's what this is. Now, I know it seems like a lot, and you say, well, I can get backpacks cheaper. You can. Part of the reason they're cheaper is because they cannot carry what this thing can. Okay, this thing is rated for 150 pounds. Okay, and I can tell you that I've got many miles on this thing with 90 to 95 pounds, and it's very comfortable even at that weight. Okay, you still feel the weight in your legs and stuff, but you don't feel it on your hips. It's not grinding in you. It's not ripping your shoulders apart. It's not making your back ache. Okay, so anyway, it is expensive, but for what you're paying, for me, it was very comfortable. Okay, part of that has to do with the fact that it's modular. You buy the frame, the suspension, and the bag separately. Now I've got the Ultra 4000 bag. It's 4,000 cubic inches, 65 liters. I've got the, there's only one frame that you buy. You only choose the size of the frame. And then I've got the Icon Pro suspension, which is the higher level suspension. The bag is the lower level bag. By lower level, I mean lighter materials and less pockets and features, okay? I don't like 1,000,001 pockets, so this was an easy choice for me. It was less expensive, and it was a simpler layout, which I enjoyed. Let me get into the modularity. They've got an Ultra suspension and an Icon Pro suspension. Then they've got different sizes, obviously, for different waist sizes and all that. And they've got probably a dozen different bags that you can choose between the two lines, different sizes, different configurations, and all that stuff. Every bag is going to fit every frame, regardless of the height of it, because they've got multiple pockets here where the frame fits into. And the suspension fits on any frame as well, which is really nice because these shoulder pads are completely separate from the hip belt, which is really nice. I really like the modular system of this, because if I wanted a second bag for a really long trip where I needed way more space, or I wanted a really small day pack but I still wanted to keep the suspension and be able to carry weight if I wanted to, I can get a much smaller bag, and I'm only buying the bag. So instead of spending with other pack companies, you have to buy an entire other pack. With this one, I just buy a bag. So I'm paying about a third of the cost for a whole nother bag. Okay, so I really like that aspect of it. Let me just go through some features of the Ultra 4000 bag itself. It's got two straps going up the side, and that is to secure your load if you have a lighter load. I like to kind of suck this bag in. But also, this bag will separate from the frame, and you can pack your meat or whatever in between the frame and the bag so that you're not losing any space in the bag. Okay, so you can pack out your whole camp and your meat at the same time, which is kind of really nice. I liked the fact that this was separate, that you could separate it. It takes about a minute to separate it all and get it set up. It's how I packed out my whitetail, packed out my entire deer in one trip, easy as pie. It was super easy to do. I'll throw in some pictures of me with this pack on and working out with this pack and doing all the other stuff, but I really enjoyed that, and I like that you can go either inside the bag or between the bag for your load. Inside here, you've got your water bladder. You've got 8 attachment points for these extra straps that come with it. So you can just, I got a spoon in there. These extra straps come with it so that you can secure heavy loads inside here and keep them right tight against your back if you wanted. So whether you had a heavy sleep system or your meat is packed in here or whatever, I frequently put a 60-pound sandbag in here and tied it down with those straps and kept it right tight against my back, and it worked out great because I would have the sand right up against my back, and then like a tent and a bunch of other junk that I would stuff in here to get the weight up above 90 pounds. Water jugs, things like that. So for me it was great. It's got 2 big interior pockets, these mesh pockets, one here and then one down below this. I'm not going to take the whole thing apart and show you, but they're really nice for organization. Big, easy to use, fit a bunch of stuff in there. You can use a water bladder. It's got a little zip up here so the hose can come out. I don't really like water bladders. I just use the bottles. But I throw odds and ends in there and it works out well. Coming on the outside, you've got a fairly generous pocket up top here. Got one of those little lanyards in there so you can clip your keys or whatever else to it. And it's got this big pocket on the bottom. It goes, pretty large. What I like about this pocket is that it's built in such a way that it adds volume. It doesn't eat up interior volume. It actually comes out from the bag. Usually put my kill kit in there, game bags, all that stuff, gloves, tags, pens, zip ties, rope, stuff like that. Anything I'm going to need when I'm processing the deer in the field. Really like that. You can strap stuff to the bottom here. You can put your tent and things like that. It's got straps on the bottom. I put these extra straps on the outside so I can stick my rifle down in there, cinch them tight. It'll hold my rifle, hold all kinds of stuff. Very generous pockets on the side. You can easily fit, 1.5 liter bottles in there without an issue, and still throw some other stuff in there. I usually keep a foam sit pad and a water bottle on the left side. So very generous sizing. Really like all the features. Like I said, the 2 straps here, straps on the bottom, so you can keep everything nice and tight when this thing isn't fully loaded out. Suspension, loads of adjustment, really comfortable. That's why I went with the Icon Pro, because I tried 3 packs beforehand that just were not comfortable enough until I got to these. You can adjust the load bearing on the top and the bottom here. This pulls the bag in tight, this pulls this. You've got these extra straps. I had a first aid kit strapped right here, my Leatherman on the other side. I really like, this is the style where you pull both straps in towards the center. You're not pulling them out. And so to me, these are way easier to adjust. And the width of this and the thickness and the way it's contoured really fit me well, super comfortable. And it's got this silicone on the butt pad, and not on here, but right here. And this keeps the pack from like slipping down and like riding down your butt and making it, and so you're not always having to pull it up and re-cinch. It's super comfortable and it stays put. None of these straps slip. You set them and that's where they're going to stay, and I really like that. Had an issue with several other packs that had that, and that's going to lead me to my competition and why I purchased this over the competition. The first packs that I tried out, I tried to go the inexpensive route, and I bought some Cabela's pack frames. I bought their Minimalist and their Prestige or whatever. I tried those 2. Very comfortable up until about 2 miles. And then it just really started digging you. I got big nasty bruises on my hips, beat up my shoulders. They weren't fitting me. Even though they said they were good for people up to 6'3" with the torso adjustments, I didn't find that to be the case at all. I have a very long torso and kind of shorter legs, so I bought the extra tall, which is good for like people like up to 6'4", 6'5". I bought the tallest frame that Kuiu had, and it fits perfectly. I love it. I can keep the load off the back of my traps and it's much more comfortable. So that's part of the reason I went with these guys, because of the fitment and how you can customize it. Other ones I looked at were Mystery Ranch, Kuiu, Stone Glacier. Some of the bigger names out there. Kuiu and Stone Glacier, even if I wanted them, I couldn't have afforded them. They were all $600 to $800. I mean, they were just like very expensive. The Kuius were very heavy. This is 3 pounds 10 ounces for a 65-liter pack that can hold 150 pounds. Just nothing else out there was this weight for this price. Some of the Stone Glacier was about the same weight, but my goodness, $200-$300 more. So I couldn't swing that. Some of the Eberly stock, some of the stuff that was comparably priced or a little bit lower, they had like plastic tubing for the frame, and I wasn't happy with any of that stuff. The Mystery Ranch had a really quality product, heavier, not horrible, and in the end, it was. I'm not listing everything that I looked at and researched, but basically it was going to be between Mystery Ranch and the Kuiu. I went with the Kuiu because of the modularity and because of the price, because I was going to spend roughly $100 less. So that's kind of what made it for me, and the fact that if I wanted another bag, I could just buy another bag, and I didn't have to buy a whole other suspension and frame, where with the Mystery Ranch you really do. So if I wanted a different size pack, I would have to lay out much less money in the long run. Instead of buying 2 full packs, I could just buy 2 different bags. So that's kind of what won me over for the Kuiu. I did read some negative reviews about their earlier generations of this frame. They had redesigned the frame shortly before I bought mine, and I've had no issues, no squeaking, none of the stuff that people talked about, okay? And the other thing that kind of comforted me was a lifetime warranty. I did read some people said, hey, they took care of me, no problem. Other people said, well, it was a little bit of a pain, took a while. Either way, it's a lifetime warranty, so that did help in my decision. Overall impressions, pack is really comfortable, like very comfortable. With like 70 pounds in it, I could do 5, 6, 7 miles like nothing, and not even be sore when I got done. I worked out a lot with this pack, did a ton of squats with this pack, did a ton of walking with this pack. Conservatively, I've got 300 miles on this pack at weight, at 70 to 95 pounds, okay? Probably a third of it was 90 to 95 pounds, and the rest was right around 70 pounds. And minus my hunting, it was never quite that heavy when I went hunting, except for when I got my whitetail. But for my elk hunt out in Colorado, this just had I just used as a day pack after we backpacked in, set up camp, and then I did day hunts out of our kind of a spike camp. So anyway, overall impressions, really like this. The silicone here doesn't let it ride down. It was just, everything about this was comfortable, had all the features I wanted and nothing that I didn't. And for me, it was the best value out of all the pack makers. I know some people, there's Kuiu hate, I don't know what it is, but there's like a certain percentage of people that just hate on this stuff. And if that's you, that's okay, that's your opinion. You don't have to buy this, you can go buy something else. That's cool with me. Whatever works, but I'm telling you, in my experience, this thing was great. And this is not a sponsored thing. I don't have anything with them. I wish I did, because their hunting clothes, from everything I read, they're really good too. But I just can't swing that stuff. It's just too much money for me. So I would love to have a sponsorship from them, but I absolutely don't. Anyway, great pack. Really loved it. I'll give you my one little kind of downside. In New York, you have to have a back tag hanging. Other states have it too, but this didn't have any place to hook your back tag without piercing it. So I hung a little paracord from some loops here, and I just pierced the paracord. So pretty minor, but That's about the only thing negative I could say. Really comfortable, has all the stuff that I need, carries the weight really well, and lifetime warranty. I feel like this is a pack that I will pretty much have forever, and it better be for what I spent, because I had to sharpen a lot of knives to save up enough to buy this pack. So anyway, guys, I hope this helped. If you're in the market for a hunting pack, you're going out west, you're doing a long backpacking hunting trip, I think this would be great. Even if you're just doing backpacking, 3 pounds 10 ounces, really light. I mean, for what it can do, for how comfortable it is with weight, I think it's really hard to beat this thing. So anyway, hope this helped you guys in some way. God bless you as always. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe and share this video, and I will catch you guys next time. Now that the video's over, I just wanted to say a couple words about carrying heavy loads, since this is kind of what that has to do with. Well, I don't mind doing that while I'm hunting. I don't like doing it in my day-to-day life. And the Bible says that, Jesus said, take my burden because it's light, and my yoke is easy. So if you feel like you just are carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, if you got all this stuff just kind of bogging you down, I just want to encourage you and let you know that you don't have to carry that stuff. You can lay that at the cross. You can let the Lord carry those really heavy burdens. You don't have to worry about all this stuff anymore. One of the greatest things to me about God is that I don't have to worry about stuff. I can just put my trust in Him, and I know that I'm solid, and I've got a great foundation in Him. So no matter what comes my way, I'm going to be all right, and I'm not going to worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm not going to freak out about what the government's doing, or about what this is doing, or about my job situation, or any of this stuff. I just give it all to God, and I know that He's going to take care of it. So I want to kind of maybe just make you a little introspective today, kind of look at what's going on, and if you feel like you're carrying around all this really heavy stuff, maybe you need to examine it and say, am I carrying what God is telling me to carry, or am I adding a bunch of stuff to it? And chances are you're adding a lot to it, because we're human, and that's just what we do. So anyway, guys, I hope that blessed you. I hope that helped you. I just want to encourage you to lay that stuff at the foot of the cross, and cast your cares on Him, because He cares for you. So God bless, guys. I will catch you next time.